Heyo, and welcome back to my channel. I am Crisscross Applesauce, and we are going to be making some slow curves with the Corvette habitats today. Nice slow curves that are glitched open so that you can walk through them. They are usable, yes. It's a bit of a process, so we should go ahead and get right into the instructions. Before we get started, however, you're going to need to do a couple of things. First, you're going to need to go into your main menu, then go into your camera settings, and ensure that your camera height is set to fixed. This is important for part of the process of making sure that we're getting exact angles. So after that's done, we're then going to switch our camera view into first person. This is how we're going to be spending most of the time, if not all the time we are doing this tutorial. Next, before we start making the curve, build yourself a structure like this, where you have a line of habitats going through the center of the build area, and out in the corner you have everything you need to be able to finalize and apply edits to your ship. We are going to be entering and exiting the Corvette workshop several times during this process, so we're going to need to make sure that all of the ship gubbins are available to do so. First, we're going to go into the build menu and grab a Zenith class reactor. We're going to place one in this position here, one below it, and one to the left of it. Then, one on top of it. Once all four of those are placed, we are going to go underneath and delete the one below the central one. Now, apply these edits and exit the workshop. Now, in first person, walk towards your structure and force your character into this corner here. Once there, toggle on your light, then go into the build menu and grab a window. Toggle free place mode, giving yourself a little tiny dot reticle, then look straight up and place that reticle in between these two black dots on the beam above you. Once you have it in the middle, go ahead and place your window. Then we can exit the build menu, turn around, and return to the Corvette workshop. Once back here, duplicate yourself a habitat and place it on the left side of that window that we just placed. The orientation does not matter in this case, just place it there. Then you can delete the window and pick up the Zenith reactor at the center of the whole structure. It should automatically rotate to the 45-degree angle that you've created from your habitat, but if not, rotate it to this position here. Once that's done, delete the habitat and the other two lower Zenith reactors. Then duplicate the reactor that's remaining and place one in this position here above and one below, deleting the initial one we just used to build off of. Once this is done, you can apply your edits and exit the Corvette workshop once again. Now, next, we're going to run around our structure to the back side here and jump on top of our row of habitats. We're going to push ourselves as far as we can to this corner, toggle off our light, going into the build menu and grabbing a window, again toggling to free place. Now there's one spot you're going to really want to pay attention to, and that's this tiny little white line extending away from us on the texture below. We're going to follow this line straight up until we intersect the black line crossing perpendicular to it. Once there, we are going to freeze and rotate. If we are going to the right, we are going to rotate the window to the right. If we're going to the left, we would be over on the opposite side here, and we would be rotating the window to the left. So, again, right in line, an intersection between that white line and this black line, we're going to rotate twice. So I'm on PC, and that is 2 scrolls of my mouse wheel. Now on controller, that is 2 quick clicks of your rotate button. Then we are going to place our window there. Now we can run around and return to the Corvette workshop. Now, once back in the build menu, we can grab ourselves a habitat and place it against that window. Do not rotate it from this point. Leave it the orientation it is when it green states into there. And be sure not to be placing directly on top of the habitat beneath it. That's going to result in absolutely no curvature. Once placed against the window and not rotated, go ahead and delete the window. Then duplicate the habitat again. Build 2 out from there and 1 down. Then delete the 3 on top. Duplicate a habitat and build 1 to the right. I do it this way so you can very easily tell where your position is. This is just a straight line in this position here, coming off of your hallway of habitats. This position is your newly curved habitat. So go ahead and place it, and we can instantly check and see if we got it to work by placing a door to the left and then looking in it. If you can see down your entire hallway, you have done it successfully. If not, we're going to have to replace our window again and try and get the angle just right. So after each iteration of doing this, you're just going to repeat the process again, but starting from the most previous habitat that you have placed. So I'll run it through one more time. With a Zenith class reactor, we're going to place one here, one to the left, one beneath that one, and then one on top of the one at the center, deleting the one beneath the last one we placed. Apply the edits and exiting. Then we're going to come and force ourselves into this corner, toggle on our light, go into the build menu, grabbing a window, toggling to free place, and then placing our reticle in between the 2 dots directly above us. After placing our window there, we're going to return to the Corvette workshop, duplicate a habitat, place it against the window, not worrying about the orientation, deleting the window, picking up and replacing the reactor at the 45-degree angle we have now grabbed, deleting the habitat and the 2 reactors beneath there. Next, we're going to place habitats at these 45-degree angles above and below the one we just placed, deleting the one we used as scaffolding. Next. After this, we can apply our edits and go place our next window for the next rotation of the habitats. So again, flying around and jumping on top of our row of habitats, we're going to force ourselves into this corner as far as possible, toggle off our light, open our menu, grab a window, toggle to free place, and follow this white line directly up until we hit this black bar. Now again, if you want to rotate to the right, this is where you put it. If you want to rotate it to the left, you follow this line on the left and then rotate the opposite direction. Like so. After you've placed your window in whatever direction you would like to go, you can return to the workshop, duplicate a habitat, and place it on the inside of that window, making sure that it is at the correct angle that we want. Do not rotate the habitat from this position. You're going to have a bad time if you do. Go ahead and place the habitat, deleting the window, and then placing 2 habitats to the left of the one you just placed. Then building down one, and deleting the row of 3 habitats on top. You can grab another hab and place it to the right of the one on the ground. Placing it, you can delete the one on the left, and again, grab yourself a landing bay and check to see if the glitch worked. And as you can see, again, it did. So, there's one way to do it, but what if you want to rotate to the left and right side in either this direction or this direction from a habitat without having to rotate your starting hab in any direction? Well, you do the exact same process, but where we are placing our windows is going to be slightly different. Again, we are going to be grabbing a 45-degree angle with our Zenith reactors, but we are going to do it towards the direction that we want to go with our curved hallways on the side. So I'm going to place a Zenith reactor here, here, and here, and then one on top, deleting the one beneath that last one. Now we are going to apply these edits and come and force ourselves as far into this corner as possible, toggling a light on, going to the menu and grabbing a window, toggling free place, and placing the window with our reticle directly in between the two black dots above us. After that's placed, we are going to return to the workshop, duplicate a habitat, place it against this window, not worrying about the orientation, deleting the window and then picking up our Zenith reactor and replacing it against that habitat, then subsequently deleting that habitat. Now we can move these two Zenith reactors into this position here and this position here, deleting the one at the center. Next, because of the different orientation and the different placement of our window, we are going to duplicate another habitat and place it in this position here. After this is done, you can apply your edits and exit the workshop. Next, we are going to run around to this back side here. Giggity. Jumping on our row of habitats, we're going to force ourselves as far as we can into this corner. Then we are going to grab a window from the menu and then toggle to free place. You might want to toggle off your light again, much like before. It makes it easier to see your reticle. Now, next we are going to place our reticle in the correct position depending upon if we are going to move our curve to the left or to the right. To move it to the right, we are going to put our reticle right here in this location. Using the color change on the texture as kind of a guideline, as well as a midpoint between this point here and this point here. If we want to go to the left, we are going to do the same thing, just on the opposite side. So it would be here. So, after we place our window, we can exit the build menu and return to the Corvette workshop. Grabbing ourselves a habitat and placing it against the window, we might have to rotate it this time in order to get it in the same orientation as the hallways that we are trying to curve. So once you do that, you can place your habitat, delete the window, and delete the habitat underneath. Duplicating that habitat on top, we can now build out 2 from there and down 1. Deleting the row of 3 on top. Duplicating a habitat and then building in 1 to the left. Now, with these directions, you can see instantly if you have done it correctly or not. In this case, we have not, because the texture change does not maintain when you pull it away from the edge. So, we are going to try it again. Now, here we are again at the second time. You can see that I am rotating it between the two positions, and the black box textures at the intersection of the two habitats do not change. This is an instant indication that we have done it correctly. And you can even verify this, if you want, by throwing a door down and looking inside. As you can see, it is glitched open, even though they are not connected all the way across. Again, if you want to continue this, just repeat the process, starting again from this habitat. So you would begin by placing your Zeniths in this orientation here. So, there you have it. A mean to curve habitats slowly and have them be able to be usable. You're welcome, No Man's Sky World. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please hit that like button and subscribe and share this with any of your other friends that like building Corvettes.